comrades, it is I, your Supreme Overlord, Vanny Vanilla. I can't believe I'm doing this again, but we are here in another response video. But not particularly to a video I've seen, no. For those who don't know, I am very active on Instagram, especially in commenting on Gundam pages. If you see my name, vanny.vanilla.v3, you can bet I'm either going to drop a dynamite comment or something that'll trigger fans. Case in point with Iron-Blooded Orphan fans, but that's not what this video is about. We'll save that for later. So a prominent Gundam page posted the iconic fight between Shiro and Norris, particularly the most memorable part of Easy 8 ripping its arm off and bonking the Goof Custom. In case you haven't seen it, I did break Norris and his death down in a previous video, but today we're going to autistically and pedantically lock onto this single aspect in the fight, the arm ripping off, and why the hell didn't Shiro just use his beam saber instead? Why am I going in so hard on this? Because this lolly profile pic weirdo decided to send walls of text thinking that he knew what the fuck he was talking about. Now, I wasn't going to low blow on him with his god-awful spelling, run-on sentences, and questionable taste in content. And before you come at me about being a former ecchi account and posting a gotcha comic, at least I own up to it. I was going to be civil in all of this, but the tone in his messages thinking he knew what he was talking about, the guy was severely lacking in the logic department. I am going to go point by point in this guy's responses, and we will dive deep into the technology of the mobile suits in question. I think this would be the only way to really prove, without a shadow of a doubt, that Shiro was more than capable of using his beam saber, but because of cinema dramatics and the rule of cool, he rips off the arm to use it as a weapon. So sit back, grab some popcorn, and soak in the knowledge, because I'm about to get extremely petty with this one. Cue the countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Now don't get me wrong, comrades, the entire fight between Norris and Shiro in the 8th MS team is great, it's fun. I still get chills when the music kicks in and the Goof Custom shows up. But again, we are going to lock in on the specific scene in question. So for reference purposes, we're going to watch it together with 0 interruptions.
You're the one that...
Iconic, mesmerizing, and that's enough glazing. This prompts me to comment on the page, rips arm off for dramatic effect even though he has a beam saber, which is exactly what he does. But this guy, who we're going to call Ibuki, says, "Do you realize the Gundam left arm is broken?" Yes I do. We clearly see that. But do you realize the beam saber is taken out in the very next scene? So this guy, this dude, gives the first of many walls of text, and I'm more surprised that 3 people liked it. What's the point of use beam saber if one of the arm is broken, bruh? You could see EX8 arm obstructing the movement of the Gundam. Maybe be the reason he take the broken arm first to make EX8 Gundam movement freely. It's ground type Gundam, bro. It has more skill when use gun weapon, not beam saber, bruh. This Gundam use beam saber if their gun primary weapon's broken. Pause. God, I nearly had an aneurysm reading that. Let's just break it down. What's the point of the beam saber? It's only the Gundam's strongest close quarters weapon. So, bruh, if one arm is broken, the Gundam still has another arm to grab said beam saber. And the Easy 8's damaged arm obstructs the Gundam's movement? It moves the exact same way as it did with holding the shield. Shiro's movements aren't obstructed. He's being pushed back by Norris. Then the line, "It's ground type Gundam, it has more skill when you use gun weapon and not beam saber, bruh." What even is this sentence? The Gundam has skill? So the Gundam is an automaton? Did you mean to say that the ground Gundam isn't meant for close quarters combat? And if that's what you meant, you're wrong. The ground Gundam is a limited production, general purpose ground mobile suit. Ibuki, do you not know what general purpose means, bruh? It means it's an all-around mobile suit. It can do everything and it specializes in nothing. It's a jack of all trades and a master of none. And you're gonna tell me the Gundam uses its beam saber if the primary weapon is broken? Guess what? When Shiro tried to reload, that's when he loses the arm thanks to the Goof's heat rod. Had Shiro just used his thrusters, he could have created space and either A, reloaded, or B, take out the beam saber. And if you want to say, but Vanny, what if he was out of propellant? Nuh-uh, that's speculation. If he was to say he was out of propellant, that's one thing. But nothing was said that he was out of propellant. We are going based on the source material, not whatever the fuck fanfiction is going on in your head. So I told him, my brother in Gundam, the Goof custom is literally cut in half by the Easy-8's beam saber at the end of this fight. He uses his one good arm to take the beam saber out and kills Norris. Just like how he rips the dead arm to bonk the Goof custom. Like, it's not that complicated. That's literally what happens. The same exact hand that ripped the arm off also took its beam saber out. Hence why I said it wasn't logical and was just for dramatic effect because of the rule of cool. So Ibuki just doesn't let this go and completely ignores my point. Bruh, do you even understand what I explaining about? I just explained the reason why Easy-8 Gundam take his damaged left arm. I didn't care about the cut Goof with his beam saber. And do you understand what ground type Gundam? No. I didn't even understand you because I cannot understand your English. I've already refuted his point about the arm. Of course he doesn't care about the beam saber cutting the Goof in half because it proves his argument is bullshit. So I ask, plain and simple, are you saying it's a feature to rip off the arm to bonk a mobile suit when you have a perfectly good beam saber ready and available? But Ibuki is locked onto this point as if it holds water, which it doesn't, because it's already imploded faster than a billionaire's submarine.
Thank God.
Do you understand what I say? He rip off EX-8 broken arm so Easy-8 can move freely without the broken hand getting away Easy-8 movement. You need to remember, Easy MS-8 is not high mobility. Gundam like RX-78 is more like ground type Gundam for range battle and forest terrain area. That why they have bunch gun weapon. The beam sword is last weapon if all the gun weapon go destroyed. If you really watch MS-8 Gundam, there is scene the Gundam need to take off his shield in order to get more mobility while using beam sword. I recommend you watch the full fight and understand why the arm is broken. Holy shit, the frickin' I can't with this man. Please, punctuation. It's a wonderful thing. Again, I've already addressed the broken arm and moving freely. He moves the exact same way when he's pressed in melee combat. Calling the RX-78 a high mobility Gundam is a stretch. You need to remember that ground Gundam isn't some kind of artillery piece. It's a general purpose mobile suit. Easy-8 is not limited to range battle or forest terrain, because remember, if you watch the series, you would have seen them in the fucking desert. And watched the whole fight? I broke this entire thing down in a Gundam Death Breakdown video. After the electric shock, it was bonked repeatedly. If the Goof custom had a real heat saber, it would have cut through. But no, it was just a super sharp blade with zero cutting power. And you want to talk about shields? The ground Gundam and Easy-8 shield is designed for close combat. See that little sharp end there? But you know, the ground Gundam is for ranged battle, right, Ibuki? He took one look at the opening and said, artillery piece. Also, during this fight, the shield is attached to the Easy-8's forearm, a comfortable position, and frees both hands. It makes zero sense to remove a combat shield for more combat mobility. What's the point of having beam saber but your hand is broken and can't move at all? So you telling me you want MS-8 to use his broken arm to take the sword? How smart are you? And also in UC Universe, both Gundam and Beam Saber shared same energy from the Gundam, because there is a button in UC Gundam Pilot Cockpit to activate the Beam Saber. Oh my god. There he goes again, thinking he knows what he's talking about. How smart are you, Ibuki? Easy-8 has two Beam Sabers, and in this unique case, they're stored in the leg of the mobile suit, not in the backpack like the RX-78. Of course he's not going to use the broken arm to grab it. He's going to use the good hand that ripped the broken arm. Again, how smart are you, Ibuki? You want to talk about the Gundam and the Beam Saber share the same energy? I've got a 4-letter word for you. ECAT. It's essentially charged like a battery when it's sheathed. A button in the cockpit activated the beam saber, yeah, to turn the fucking weapon on. Bottom line is this. The scene is cool, it's iconic, I love it, and it's one of the most memorable scenes in 8th MS Team. And it's definitely up there in the franchise. But if you're going to defend Shiro ripping his arm off as opposed to using his beam saber, at least come up with something more logical and coherent, bruh. Anywho, comrades, that's the video. Please let me know what you think down below. I really wasn't going to make a video on this guy, but the stupidity and the arrogance was just mind-blowing. Don't you worry, these opinion pieces will be sprinkled in here and there with the usual content. I'm not about to content farm all of Gundam Twitter. God, you will not be able to pay me enough to see the amount of glazing for Wits for Mercury and G-Quox is in there. Until next time, comrades. Bye!
Supreme Overlord, Vanny Vanilla, one true accord. Hail, hail, your light divine, shape our world, command our time.
Bruh.